What is up, everybody? Welcome to my Thursday Q&A. Every Thursday, I make these videos where I answer your questions, so drop them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer everybody's question next week. I got a little sugar buzz going on. I got a badass smoothie right here, so let's get started on this. Woo! All right, first question comes from DP Roberts, and remember, if you want me to answer your questions on the Q&A video, ask them on the newest Q&A video. So DP Roberts says, I'm renting a U-Haul van for the next 2 months to see how it goes. That's really smart, by the way. You say you just bought two 6-volt 200 amp hour batteries, a 2,000 watt pure sine wave Voltec inverter, a Dometic CF50 fridge, smart move, I love my fridge, and we'll see how well I can keep them charged and running using the van's alternator while driving daily. Do you think I can accomplish it without any solar at all? It totally depends on how much you drive every day. If you're driving like at least, I don't know, with 200 amp hours, I'd say probably, depending on the size of the alternator, those should have a heavy duty alternator, I imagine. Probably driving only like a half hour, 45 minutes every day should probably top them off. Yeah, I don't know for certain, but it seems like that would be enough to do it. So yeah, I think you're good to go. If you find out it's not enough, you could always get a portable solar panel if you're camping and stuff. If you're in the city, it's not really an option. I guess you could throw it on the roof and nobody would know what's up there. How to for you says, not sure if you had talked about it before, but in another video, how did you come up with your YouTube channel name, Into the Mystery? So I don't know. That just kind of like popped in my head one day. What it means, though, Into the Mystery is like heading out into the unknown. I had kind of lived like a certain way my entire life, and I had all these definitions in my head of who I was and what things meant and everything. And heading off into the mystery means just going into the unknown and discovering myself and the world. And also, it has like a dual meaning. Being in the mystery is like this place of like wonder and awe and being purely present in the moment. And so I really wanted those two things to be like the focus of my channel, of getting myself to the next level and becoming the best version of myself. Nikki C says, how does your girl feel about being on YouTube when she joins you? I am definitely the outgoing one of the two. I like being like, not necessarily the center of attention, but I don't mind leading and being in the spotlight at all. I kind of enjoy it, actually. And she is the opposite. She very much values privacy and likes to be alone. So she's not really looking forward to it, but we've decided. But on the other hand, she's really, really wise and she understands some shit. And that's one of the many reasons why I love her so much. But she's not really looking forward to it. So when she joins, it's not going to be like us splitting the spotlight or whatever. The channel's still going to be about me and my journey. She's just going to be a small part of it. Kind of like, you know how Casey Neistat includes his, I think there is his girlfriend, Candace, but doesn't make her like half of the thing, like some couple vlogs do. It's going to be like that, where she's included, but it's not, the focus is not on her. The focus is on me. But she's got a lot of really smart things to say, so I'm hoping that she will say them. Pascal Fortin says, hello from the land down under. Would you ever be interested in doing an Australian road trip? Absolutely. I completely plan on it. I'm kind of tossed up. See, I want to get a sailboat, but I've never even been in a sailboat sailing. I've been in one on a dock once. But I'd really like to get a sailboat and try out living on a sailboat and sail to Australia and possibly buy a van there. The other option is to build a badass van here, like a Ford Transit or ProMaster Sprinter or something, and have it shipped over there. But I definitely want to explore Australia. I've always wanted to go to Australia. My girlfriend's Australian, so that'll be she knows like Australia, obviously. And yeah, to answer your question, yes, absolutely. It's going to happen one way or another. Even if I get the sailboat and sail to Australia, I'll still get a van there and build it, even if it's like a really simple build or something. Next question is from Sanctus Vianney. Who is the guy tattooed on your chest? This guy. This is the logo from the band The Misfits. It's a punk band that was bigger in the 80s. They're still around, and actually they're playing a live show with the original singer coming up soon, which I'm going to miss, which is badass. Absolutely love this band. It's one of my favorite bands ever. I was pretty certain I would never get a band's logo or anything tattooed on me, but it fits in with my chest piece pretty well, and I just love the band, so I'm okay with it. Next question is from, hold on, let me take a sip of this. Oh, it's so good. Oh my God. One of these is getting in my van somehow, or even like one of those little NutriBullets or whatever. Next question is from James Reed, and your question is, what is the model of your fantastic fan installed on your roof? Did you get it on Amazon? I couldn't find a link on the video for it through Amazon, and please tell us how it's working for you. Is there a big difference between the smaller one you removed and the bigger one you installed? There is a huge difference. Okay, so the model number I think is a 1200. It's like the very basic one. I brought a pen so I could write this down, so I'll actually remember to put the link in this time. I will put an Amazon link in the description. Link it up. Smiley face. Link it up, smiley face. So, yeah, I think it's a 1200. It's a very basic one. It was like $50 for the switch for the reverse fan direction. So I went to Radio Shack because I'm trying to like super like budget build this thing. I went to Radio Shack and got a little DPPT or whatever switch for like $5, and I'm just gonna wire it up to this thing. Most people are probably not into that, but I'll probably make a video how I do it. Yeah, sorry, fantastic fan, but $50 for a switch, I can't justify that. And the other part of that question is, does it make a big difference with the smaller one I removed? Absolutely. I haven't actually wired this thing up yet, so I haven't used it in the van, but I plugged it into my auxiliary battery and just like felt the air coming off of it, and it's so much more powerful than that other one. It moves so much more air. It's insane. Night and day difference. And with this thing on its high setting, it's way quieter than the old one on its only setting. And the old one was only like this big around. It was like, I think a 5.5 inch or a 6.5 inch or something. It was really small. Yeah, it just didn't move much air. It was just the design of the thing had this weird like rotary deal, and this is just a much more efficient design. It's just a million times better. I'm so glad I have this. Next question is from Michael Frank. He says, hey buddy, I love your spirit and was wondering, have you ever boondocked and partied a bit and crashed and had to get up early and move? And then you put a badass little van symbol in there. I don't know how you did that, but that's really cool. I'm not much of a, actually, I don't know what you mean by, like, are you talking about actually partying? If so, I'm not really a big partier anymore. I used to be. A couple years ago, I partied all the time. It was a blast. But not so much anymore. I'm kind of focused on, well, I had been focused on creating my business on YouTube and all the different areas of that, and creating other areas of income and researching all this stuff and trying to figure it all out. But now I'm really about just like creating and maintaining my inner peace, and party's not really part of that. It seems so superficial to me, like a bunch of people getting together and getting drunk and just, I mean, it's fun, but I don't know, I just got kind of burnt out on it, and I'd rather have like a really like meaningful one-to-one conversation with someone, or be meditating, or be working on my goals. Next question is from Alan. Ooh, this is a tough one. Falconbridge. Is that close? Your question is, hey Jed, do you think fan dwelling will help overcome depression, loneliness, and feeling of no purpose in life? Thanks. I'm going to start with the no purpose in life. What if your purpose was just to feel good, was just to feel, or at least an acceptance of whatever's happening around you? What if your purpose isn't some grand, like becoming president or doing something, but what if your purpose was just to feel good right now? And what if all that meant was changing your thoughts and being in the present moment? And the next part, depression and loneliness, I think those are results from the way you think. I gotta put this down. I think that depression and okay, so loneliness to me, the way I understand it, is just not being able to connect with another person. So what gets in the way of that? It's got to be yourself, unless you have you're mute or you're deaf or something and you can't communicate with somebody easily. But even then, you can find ways around that. I think that loneliness and depression have to do with your self-image. So there's two of us. There's two of me and you. There's the body and the awareness and the soul, if you believe in that. That's just exists in this present moment. That's just right here, right now, observing what's going on around, feeling the energy that's inside of your body, feeling your breath, just being completely in the moment and being the observer. And then there's the thoughts. There's the mind that's constantly going and going and going. And within your mind, you hold this image of who you think you are, and you've defined yourself. Probably most of your definitions of yourself aren't even yours. They were probably given to you when you were really young by a sick society, which is obviously not fulfilled. Most people are not fulfilled. So most of the definitions of who we are until we challenge them are totally bullshit. And that's what causes depression and loneliness and the inability to connect with people. You don't understand yourself, so how can you connect with somebody else to understand them? Because your mind is filled with bullshit. And this is totally, this is me basically talking about me right now. I don't know you. I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about you. But this is what I found in myself. This is how I overcame depression. I've never really consciously felt lonely, but I've definitely felt depressed. So for me, it was all about changing who I thought I was. And in order to do that, I had to really get in touch with the present moment, just being. And realizing, I mean, from once you can just be for a while, you can just watch your thoughts and you can see how they're not you. It's just an illusion. They're just ideas. This I am good enough, I am not good enough, all this stuff is just thoughts. That's all it is. There's no concrete, nothing, like no definition of anything is real. Everything just is. And as far as if living in a van can help overcome that, it might, but really it's got to start with you. Ironically, I realized this stuff when I was really stuck in a house and I was really unhappy with myself and my life. And I kind of went opposite with it in the van thing. I got very focused on the future and creating a new world for myself and a new life and a new reality for myself. And I lost touch with the present moment. I lost touch with the peace. And I've been slowly over the last few weeks since I've been back trying to get that back. So I recommend reading Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now or New Earth. They're both kind of the same book. How are we on time? I gotta hurry up. So I hope that helps. Next question is from, where are we? Oh, Jacob Walford is, have you been able to visit a dentist? No, not yet. I just got paid today, so tomorrow I'm gonna call around and try to find someone. I got a thing in the mail the other day that has this, you can get an exam, x-rays, and cleaning for like $100. So I'm gonna do that. I need help with my teeth. I did not take care of them when I was young, and I drank like a 2-liter Mountain Dew every day, and my name was shot. I need help. And your second question is, I hope your German Shepherd's visit to the vet was routine. She's really, really intelligent and really, really sensitive, so she's also really, really neurotic. And there's fireworks going on, and she has a little PTSD from being kept in a kennel at a dog daycare place where the people are shooting guns, and she gets really upset when she hears loud booming noises, guns, and fireworks. So she's been like chewing on herself, so the doctor gave her some medication to help her with that. But we switched over to coconut oil because it's much better anyway and natural. Next question is from Vicky Vicious. That's badass. Are you afraid of ghosts? I'm 90% sure I saw a ghost, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. Also, you're awesome, and this is my favorite YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I love your name. That's rad. I am afraid of ghosts. I don't know that they're real for sure, but the idea of something I cannot see interacting with me and possibly scaring me freaks me out a little bit. It's kind of like the fear of fear, really. when I was in Salem, I did a ghost hunt thing with this professional paranormal investigator. He had some wild stories, and I had some weird experiences there. And man, they talk about how like there's so many different frequencies. Everything in the universe is energy, and there's so many different frequencies of energy, and our main five senses can only pick up a very, very small amount. So there's all kinds of shit going on around us right now. We can't sense it at all. We have no idea what's going on. So the possibility of lost souls or ghosts or whatever all around us all the time is very real. I mean, one could be feeling me up right now, and I don't even know it. So yeah, I'm a little afraid of ghosts, dude. David Hewitt says, have you ever tried Google SketchUp to help with your design build? No, and I probably won't because that just adds one more level of complexity. Kaylee Ann Cochran says, so my question for you is, you say that you have to look for work for money while you were on the road. Would you ever consider building a stealth van for someone? And if so, how much would you charge? I kind of tried to do this before. I don't really feel like I'm at the level, like I'm not a good enough craftsman to build somebody a professional, like nice thing. I mean, this build so far, and it's going to be like by far the best one I've ever done because I'm kind of taking my time with it, but I probably wouldn't do that. Yeah. That was a cool idea though. I almost did that once, but it didn't work out. Piaxio says, love the channel, man. 2 questions. What exactly is toxic in the peel and seal panels? That would be asphalt. Also, what are you planning to manage? How are you planning to manage your introversion when your girl comes to stay in the van with you? Aren't you worried about not having space for yourself? I try not to worry as much as possible. I'm not really worried. We're both like very sensitive, introverted. We need our alone time kind of people, but we are very much on the exact same wavelength about everything and very in tune with each other, even like halfway across the world. So I don't think there will be a problem. I mean, if it comes down to it, we can go to a park and one of us can hang out in the van, one of us can hang out outside or something like that. We'll figure it out. There's going to be a lot of challenges because this is a small space, but we'll figure it out, and I'm very confident about that. Anthony Morrison says, subbed. Thank you, sir. Are you planning on coming back to Salem for haunted happenings? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to work at the haunted house. Matt says, I'm 6'2" and looking for a van to live in and will be parking in garages, malls often, so I need low clearance ideally, not a Sprinter van. Also looking at an Astro or Transit Connect or Chevy Express cargo van. Aren't the dimensions of a Transit Connect smaller than the Astro? What would you recommend for my size situation? I have no idea about the Transit Connect. Those are like the small mini transits, I think. They look a lot smaller than the Astro from the outside, but I'm really not sure. What I would do is I would go to dealerships and sit in them. The Astro, the driving area is kind of small. Other people around your height have done it in Astros that I've heard of, and they've been totally fine with it. Seems like it might be a little cramped. The Chevy Express is much bigger in the driving area and the back. Huge difference. So I would recommend you go to some dealerships and sit in them and lay in the back and check them out and see what you think. Max Scherer from Brave Thinker says, what are those 2 cocks doing in your window? These 2 cocks? Just hanging out, man. Decoration. Penguin Chick, can you tell us more about your haunted house job? Ooh, I just moved everything. Basically, I run through like all the little back alleys of the haunted house and jump out and scare people. And when little kids come through, I help them through. And it's cool because I switch from like, I get to read, like everybody's like an individual. So I get to read how extreme I can go with them and how much I can scare them. And then like at one end, there's like the people you can go like just balls out and scare the shit out of them. The other end, there's like the little kids that you get to like be like really nice and help them through and stuff. Some people I help them like face their fears because they're legitimately afraid to go in there. And other people, I give them a thrill and I give them a smile and I make them happy. And that's really meaningful to me. So I really enjoy it. Next question is from Nigel Noyes. I'm sleepy. Any advice? Well, I'm really flattered that you can't sleep and you're watching my videos, but turn off your goddamn laptop and go to sleep, dude. Living in a Van says, hey, I don't know if you answered this before, but have you met your girlfriend in person? No, I haven't, not yet, but I will very soon. P. Diddy, what? says, hey man, do you ship your shirts internationally? Also, did you ever end up getting paid from your first photo shoot you did? I did end up getting paid. It took like 3 months. It was such a hassle. I'm doing payment up front always from now on. That was such a hassle, man. But yeah, I did get paid. As far as the shirts, yeah, I got a second one today. What happened is this one I washed on hot, and like this side not inside out, so outside in. Not inside out, and I dried it hot, and some of the black faded a little bit, and I was like, this is kind of sketchy. But it turns out there's like 2 different ways to print shirts. One is screen printing, where they have to create a template, and they make the shirts that way. But in order for that to be cost effective at all, I have to buy a ton of them, like 100, and I would have to carry them in my van and ship them out individually, or pay somebody to ship them for me and store them at their wherever. That's not cost effective at all. I will lose a lot of money on that. So I'm not doing it that way. But the other way to print shirts is this way, the direct to garment. It's like a laser printer. So it can get way more articulate. You can get way more crazy. Like it's got these like shadows, drop shadows and stuff. So you can get way cooler looking prints, but it's a little more fragile, so you can't wash your shirts on hot. I just got another one, and I turned it inside out, and I washed it on cold, and it's been in the dryer on low for, it's got to be done by now. But I'm going to check that one out, and if that one doesn't fade at all, then I'll know that, okay, you just need to turn them inside out and wash them on cold. And then the next vlog video, I'm going to announce them, because I wanted to make sure that they were like super like high quality and people are getting their money's worth. I'm not making very much money on them. I'm going to make about $10 a shirt, and they're going to be, I think, $26. But the actual shirt itself is super high quality. This color is 10% polyester and the rest is cotton. It's really soft and it feels really good. And the stitching is all really good. Other than the black fading a little bit, the print job is awesome. And it just faded a little bit. It's not even really that noticeable. It just looks like worn in. But other than that, I'm super happy with these shirts. And if the red one I just got doesn't fade at all, then, like I said, I'll announce them in the next video. But if it does fade, I'm going to have to find a different way to do it, or reduce the price like drastically. Next question is from John Schreener, and it is, how often do you spend time doing research and learning on the internet? All the time. I'm always trying to figure something out and kind of fighting myself with trying to let go of trying to figure things out and just be in the moment and relax. But a lot. I've learned so much more from the internet than I ever did in school. Like, when you're forced to learn like one thing, it's like this, I don't want to do it. Like, unless I'm super passionate about something, I can't do it. But when I'm able to, like, I'm interested in this, so I'm going to learn about this. I'm interested in this, so I'm going to learn about this. I'm interested in this, so I'm going to learn about this. You know, like, I learn so much more, so much faster. So I love researching stuff on the internet. Vancast/Planetbender, and this is our last question, says, hey, I've had my van for a while now, and the build probably means I'm not going to be able to see out the back window. I haven't gotten used to driving this thing yet. Do you have a reverse camera or those fisheye mirror things? Also, I'm not big on stickers, but I'd love an inconspicuous Into the Mystery 13 logo decal. Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Ben. Stickers might happen. I've only been selling about like two a month or so, so I'm probably going to keep selling these ones for a while and eventually get another, have another design with a new logo that's really simple and do that, but I want to make sure that I'm able to like sell. It took me like 4 months to make my money back on the other ones, so I want to make sure that it's something that's like worth doing financially, and I'm not, you know what I mean? As far as the reverse camera fisheye mirror things, yeah, I have the fisheye mirror things, and for the longest time I had all of my back windows blocked and I couldn't see out them at all, ever. They were blocked all the time, and I had no problem. I got used to it, and it was no big deal at all. But yeah, those definitely have to have those fisheye mirror things. I think they're called convex mirrors is another name for them. Hugely important. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Love yourself!